So what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. There's a lot we have to cover in this video. As we do know, the debt ceiling as well as the government shutdown are the two biggest things the stock market is watching that is influencing AMC, whether it is to the downside or to the upside. But it does look like we have some good news revolving around this, so I do think we're going to get a massive rally, but we will cover that more in detail obviously later into the video. I also do want to go over the short interest that is continuing to climb about 21% now, as well as go over the reverse repos have now hit an all-time high, and you probably already know what that means, but we need to talk about that a little bit more, wrap this video up with some technical analysis. So if you guys get any value out of this video, make sure to tap, tickle, touch, or smash the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel as well. I do love and appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's get into this video. AMC is down 3.46% as we do currently speak. We were actually positive on the day, about 3% at one point. Then we did start to sell off, and a lot of this is revolving around the overall markets. Let's see what the market is doing today. Pull up CNBC, see what it's doing right now, and we've actually bounced up a little bit, but AMC is not bouncing as much as the overall markets, which is not a bad sign per se. We do know there is no negative beta with AMC. We are really going to be revolving around what the overall markets do, but the fact that AMC is down a little bit more than the overall markets does lead me to believe there is quite a bit of shorting that is going on today, and we will get those numbers reported in Ortex in the next 2 days or so. But let's talk about the new developments with the debt ceiling as well as the government shutdown, because this is very important for all apes to pay attention to. This is going to be the biggest thing that will influence AMC to the upside or the downside. But like I said, I do think a rally is going to be coming out of this here in the near term future. This says House will vote on a debt ceiling suspension that is doomed in the Senate. We're just going to read the key points really quick. The House will vote Wednesday on a bill that would suspend the U.S. debt ceiling, Speaker Nancy Pelosi said, and obviously Wednesday is today. That is not, I mean, it's going to go through in the House, but it's not going to go through in the Senate. Republicans will reject the legislation in the Senate as they say they will not support a debt limit increase or suspension. Democrats are trying to prevent two potential crises this week, a potential government shutdown and a first ever U.S. default. The thing that is really important here is the U.S. default. That is what the markets care about. A government shutdown, if that does happen tomorrow at midnight, Thursday at midnight, that won't be a bad thing at all. It's a little bit of uncharted waters since we are in, post-recovery COVID. We have not had a government shutdown since back in 2016. But nevertheless, guys, it's not going to care. The markets are not going to care about a government shutdown. But if the government is somehow funded, if the government can stay open, I think this will subside a lot of fears about the debt ceiling potentially not coming to an agreement or the debt ceiling not being raised. I think that'll really put some steam off the markets to the downside and potentially give us a lot of room to go and fly to the upside. And Nancy Pelosi does not think the government will shut down tomorrow. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told reporters she does not believe the government will shut down tomorrow and that the House will pass a continuing resolution to fund the government. In quotes, "No, I do not," Pelosi said when asked if she believed the government will shut down tomorrow. In quotes, "I think we'll have a big vote tomorrow," the speaker added. And then the House is expected to vote on suspending the debt limit later today, which was taken out of the government funding bill. So there's a better chance now, I think that's why the markets are actually up today, of the debt limit actually being raised. But that is going to be a lot harder to get past than funding the government. I think everybody is in agreement that the government does need to be funded, even though, it's not bad for the markets per se. Over the last 18 shutdowns, we have had a pretty much a 0% return to the upside or the downside when the government has been shut down. Anything can happen. History doesn't always repeat itself, but it usually does rhyme. And just to really sum all that up, if the government does not shut down, if they reach a deal on this, investors will think they are more likely to be able to reach a deal about the debt ceiling. Like I said, giving us room to fly to the upside, making AMC go alongside the markets as well. So definitely a good thing right there. Let's talk about the overnight reverse repurchase agreements. They have now hit an all-time high yet again. Pretty much day after day, they have been hitting all-time highs. Now at $1,415,840 $40 million. And as we do know, this means one of two things: either banks have too much cash or they need more collateral. I think that is the most likely thing that is going on here. They need more collateral. Obviously, as the markets are in very turbulent waters, I expect this to continue to climb until the Fed no longer accepts these reverse repurchase agreements. So all in all, the higher this does go up, it tends to tell me the markets are in even choppier water. If we see this start to fall, then you would think that obviously investors, they wouldn't need as much collateral, as they would probably start positioning for the long side of trades. So that is very important, as well as what is going on with the government, the debt ceiling, and the government shutdown. And obviously, I mean, we could have a very positive day tomorrow with AMC. We could start this monstrous rally to the upside if the government does not shut down tomorrow. So we're gonna have to wait and see on that. A lot of politics. I don't have a political affiliation. I don't care what necessarily happens. I can't do anything about it. I'm not in Congress. I only care when it directly affects my investments, like my investment in AMC. Now let's talk about the Ortex data, guys. This is, as we do know, the biggest thing that matters to the AMC mother of all short squeezes is the short interest. So even if AMC does go down, if the government does shut down, whatever happens with the debt ceiling, it does not matter as long as the short interest is staying the same or continuing to climb. Right now, currently at 20.71%, 105.92 million shares that are sold short. We are seeing the days to cover going up as the volume is going down, meaning that if all 106 million shorted shares wanted to be covered, it would take 1.35 days to do so. The higher the days to cover, the more likely you are to see an extended short squeeze. Also, at the same time, we are seeing the share utilization at 87.87%. So there's plenty of shares that can still be sold short, which is a great thing in my opinion. I don't want this to go under 80%, but I don't want it to go over 92, 93, 94, 95%, because then you'll really restrict that availability of short sellers to continue to short the stock, leading the short interest to go up. That is the most important thing. I would take a $5 decrease from where we currently are to see the short interest go to 30%, just as an example. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Hopefully you guys are on the same page. Free flow on loan, 22.69%. I do expect this to go up as we are getting more refined data, because the markets were selling off for the beginning of this week as well. So hopefully this data does come in. It might come in 30 minutes after market does close today. That's when you tend to get the most accurate updates from Ortex, after the market is closed. So stay tuned for that. If there's a big difference, I will definitely make a video, a short video going over that for you guys. So everything could never look more bullish. I figure this is a win-win for AMC, right? If the debt ceiling fears and the government shutdown go away, we will likely see a market rally influencing AMC to the upside. If we don't see this come to fruition and they can't agree on any of this, we do default on our debt, which is still, I think, like a 10 to 15% chance that would happen. The markets would come down dramatically. We would see the smaller shorts of AMC be forced to cover, and that would be a topple over effect, leading to the bigger guys as well. So ultimately, I think this is a win-win for AMC in its current situation, as long as you guys can handle watching AMC go down a little bit. I'm not saying it's not going to go down. It could go down, like I have indicated many times. Worst case scenario, $20. More likely case scenario, around $30 per share. Not what I expect, but it is possible. I just want to be real with you guys. It is possible. Anything is possible here when you're dealing with politics. Now, talk about the short, or not the short answer, but the chart, the technical analysis. We are looking at, obviously, we're coming down over the last couple of days. We've been going down over the past couple of days. Nothing too crazy. Currently down 3.45%. The markets are about to close right now. So watch to see what we do end of the day and after hours. Like I said, a lot of shorting going on. That is what is really causing this. Let's take a look at the volume for the day, coming in at almost 40 million. So, I mean, a little bit of, this kind of same amount of volume we have seen. Yesterday's volume was about 40 million as well, but the 2 days before that, really low at about 31 and 32 million for volume. So you're seeing a little bit of a volume increase, but nothing too crazy. Potential downside, like I said, about $30 per share if these fears continue to grow in the markets. More than likely, the fears will kind of start to subside, and then we should bounce back up over $40, continue our way on this bullish rally. That is really what I do expect, and that is what I think will happen when it does come down to it. So don't panic, guys. This is all the information you guys need to know. Hopefully it did put some of your guys' minds at rest. Seeing all these down days with AMC, we're in a win-win situation. So tap, tickle, touch, or smash that like button if you guys got any valuable information out of it. Consider subscribing to the channel. Check out the links linked down below in the description to just support the channel directly. Link for public, link for Webull, as well as the link for the buy and sell alerts. That literally pays for itself. But with all that being said, let me know down below in the comment section what your prediction is for AMC over the next couple of days. Do you think the fear is going to get worse? Do you think it's going to subside? Do you think AMC is going to go up, down? Let me know that information. That is all for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.